Hi everyone, I'm a PhD student from University of Kentucky. So in this talk, I want to tell you about the work I'm doing for my PhD thesis. A new generation of microcalorimeters with Hitomi and the upcoming extra missions like GRISM and Athena will resolve spectral features in great details. And this needs a lot of modeling efforts for the high resolution spectra. This series, X-ray spectroscopy in the microcalorimeter era, which is also the title of the poster, is dedicated to that and that sort of modeling efforts. And the two papers that I'm going to be talking about are also the first two chapters of my PhD thesis. So there are different atomic processes that affect the line spectrum in the high column density limit. Here we are showing three such processes. Case A to B transition, line interlocking and resonance Auger destruction, and electron scattering escape. And we are exploring these different atomic processes with Cloudy. So for our analysis, we are looking at the iron 25 K alpha spectra. If you look at the top left corner of the poster, there is the famous high resolution iron 25 spectra observed by Hitomi of Perseus. So I'm going to talk about the part 2 first. So in the part 2 of this series, we introduce a new method of measuring or constraining the column density using the case A to B transition. So we take a line ratio with W, the resonance line. If you look at the bottom left and the top middle corner of the poster, so from a line ratio diagnostics and a comparison with the observed data by Hitomi, we can constrain or measure the column densities. In the part 1 of this series, we show the line interlocking processes and resonance Auger destruction, which was originally introduced by Lai et al. And this is shown in the middle panel of the poster. Basically, we see that X is the most affected by RAD, and a fraction of the X is can be absorbed by other ions because of line interlocking, and a fraction of the absorbing ions then autoionizes, and X intensity gets smaller. In the very bottom of the poster of the middle panel, we show the effect of RAD on X line intensity. And we find that all these atomic processes start to become important for hydrogen column densities higher than 10 to the power 23 per centimeter square. In the right panel of the poster, we are showing the effect of electron scattering escape on K alpha complex. So here the line photons are heavily Doppler shifted after being scattered off high speed thermal electrons, and they escape the cloud. We find in our calculation that the K alpha complex will be broadened by 1 kilo electron volt. So the effective intensity of every line in the K alpha complex will have two components, a broad line components coming from electron scattering escape, and a narrow line components for the photons that are not coming from electron scattering escape. So the high resolution telescopes are going to detect the narrow line components, and the low resolution telescopes are going to detect the narrow plus broad line components together. So different line fluxes will be detected for high and low resolution telescopes. And we are showing the three plots in the right panel, showing comparing the narrow plus broad line and narrow line, or the high, what will be observed by the high and low resolution telescopes. So all these calculations are done for a collisionally excited plasma, and our next step is to see the case C to B transfer, which is in the presence of photoionized plasma, and see how the spectra changes with column density in presence of a photoionized plasma. And that will be the third paper of this series. Okay, so that's the end of my talk. Feel free to ask me any questions, either on the chat box or Slack. The two papers that I talked about are already on the archive. Thank you.